Let's talk about Uber's hit with demand to stop using algorithmic driving pricing.
This is good. I like this.
I like this.
This I like a lot.
Thanks.
A lot. This comes from Europe, of course. It's not going to happen here yet. Hopefully it will. Uber will legal demands to halt use of AI-driven pay systems. Yeah, no shit. That's called algorithmic wage discrimination. All that shit that we talked about and proved for the last 2-3 years. Uber has been hit with legal demands to stop using its artificial intelligence-driven pay systems. Yeah, let's go back to rate card, Uber. Huh?
Ooh,
Huh?
I like it.
How about that?
Like it. Rate card.
Rate card. Yeah.
All you got to do, you can show me the pick. Here's the deal. You can show me the pickup, the drop off, and the estimated fare that I'm looking at making because it's based on time, the expected time, and it's based on the expected distance. But at least I know for sure that if it takes longer because of a detour or whatever, that it's going to be adjusted. And you know what? I don't care if the ride is 2 miles shorter because I know a quicker route and something else is happening. And so I want to make sure that I get that person my back seat out of my car. I don't care if the pay goes down a little bit, but at least I still have that upfront information and it's protected by a rate card. So everybody's at a fair advantage.
I agree.
And then that way you're not worried that somebody could come back and say, you know what? I think you're discriminating based on color or creed or something.
Yeah. Well, but this one, Chris, see, Europe have a lot tighter regulations on these TNCs than the US. In US, they bought everybody already. So when did Uber stock bottom, Chris?
Stop what?
When did Uber stock bottom?
2020-ish? I don't know.
2022. Exactly. It happened to be coinciding exactly with upfront fares.
Well, that's when it started going back up.
It bottomed at 23 and then went up to 100 and change in 2.5 years. So anyway, so Uber says, so they're driven using its artificial intelligence-driven pay systems, which have been blamed for significantly reducing the incomes of the ride-hailing apps drivers. Yes. A letter before action sent to a U.S. company by the nonprofit foundation Worker Info Exchange on Wednesday is understood to allege that the ride-hailing app has breached European data protection law, and they have very strict data protection laws, and that's why we talked about the privacy bullshit at the start of the show. Go read it. Go read what they're collecting on you. By varying driver pay rates through its controversial algorithm. No shit. Next one.
One thing I always say is work smarter, not harder. If you aren't using the Solo app, then you may be working harder. So let's change that. Download the app, link your accounts where you can manage your income, track your expenses, and project your taxes. Not only that, but you can plan by optimizing your time, make more, and even guarantee your daily pay with guaranteed earnings. Download Solo and begin to work smarter, not harder today. Link is in the description. All right, let's get back to it.
And the proposed legal case is expected to be filed in Amsterdam, where Uber is based in Europe. By the way, did you guys know that? Uber is under Rideshare LLC. The moves come after WIA partnered with Oxford University during the summer to publish research on Uber driver pay, which we know happened to be identical to Len Sherman's work, as we know. The academic paper found that many Uber drivers were earning substantially less an hour, while the company was taking a significantly higher share of fares since the ride-hailing app introduced a dynamic pricing algorithm in 2023 called Upfront Fares. Dynamic pricing variably sets pay for drivers and fares for passengers as a later iteration of Uber's surge pricing, which increased fares during peaks of period demand. Oxford University research found out that some of these people were making less than minimum wage. And under the GDPR is, I think, their privacy law guidelines in Europe, drivers are entitled to demand that Uber stop using this technology, revert to the previous method of transparent pay setting with a human in the loop, and to compensate the drivers for their losses. So I like this quite a bit. And let's see what happens.
I like it too. And that's what I've been saying. I'd rather have the rate card. Give me the upfront information. There's no reason to hide it because then I know pick up and drop off whether I want to take it or not. Because you know what? Here's the thing. If I accept the ride and they're going to a spot I don't want to go, what's going to happen? Cancel? Oh, yeah. So now the passenger's going to be pissed off and the driver is going to be pissed off. and everybody's just not going to be happy. Or you could just not do that, go back to rate card, everybody wins, and acceptance rates will be where the
But with the
what
rate
we talked
card,
about.
Chris, their margins are going to shrink.
Oh well,
With upfront fares, they have two algos running. They can F
exactly.
the rider and
They
F
can
the
screw the
driver.
rider and screw the driver.
Yeah, but
So
that's why their free cash flow machine is
that's
going through
why
the roof. And
instead of this, like it used to be, this is how they stretched it.
yeah,
And that is why their stock is, or at $80 or $90 a share or whatever it is right now.
yeah, yeah.
So,
But that's we can go back to the rate card, that will shrink back in. But
well, that's all right because I'll just bet against the stock.
well, you could do that, yeah. But all I'm saying is, I like this quite a bit. And Uber's spokesperson at the end, we missed the paragraph. It says, "Drivers drive because they like the flexibility and they don't care about getting screwed by the upfront algorithm." Right there. And Uber spokesperson said, "Drivers choose Uber because we offer flexibility over where and when they can work, and the transparency over every trip that they take, including the fare, destination, and their own earnings, before they decide whether to accept. If only they were not throttled, if only there were no restrictions on any of the shit Uber, but that's okay. The study we collaborated on is not accurate, of course not." And that's what they said about Len Sherman's, by the way, as well. They said he's smoking crack and, and relies on incomplete data. Well, then put the fucking data out. You guys keep saying it's incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. Well, you guys put out
Whoa, hold
last
on.
week.
Uber here. Trust me,
Mm.
bro.
I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. So there
Just
you go.
trust us, bro.
Yeah, bro. But anyway, so yeah, that's it. That's what's happening. Go Europe.
Well, you know what? Hey, they're telling truths though, because yes, people like having the upfront fare, the upfront information, but the problem is it's not more transparent. So don't
It
lie.
came.
You're just gaslighting at that point. It's so opaque that I could take two similar rides that are literally almost the same pickup and drop offs to a T, but it could be like one's $5 more than the other one.
Yeah,
Explain
but
that.
I feel like this upfront fare thing has been great for Uber, obviously,
Of
and its
course.
shareholders. But I think I feel like this has been an exchange for knowing the destination of the passengers for lower earnings. That's what I feel.
That's what
My
it
opinion.
is.
My
100%.
opinion. Okay, that's
Well,
it.
you know where it is. So, I mean, you can choose to accept or not. That's what we're offering. You can choose to accept. Yeah, well, when you have a national acceptance rate problem, kind of
Decline and
shows that
recline.
you guys are not the smartest in the tree anymore.
Well, decline and recline because
Yeah.
I'm not going. With all these expenses, I'm not going to do it.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.